What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Outdoors with Creed, and welcome back to another Gun Talk edition. Last time I was on here, we talked about my battle belt setup, and I briefly explained how the way I had my battle belt configured would work with the way I had my plate carrier set up. So today, we're here talking about how I have my plate carrier set up and how it works for me. So we're going to jump right into this. The plate carrier is a Condor plate carrier. I believe I ordered this off of lapolicegear.com. I will try to leave a link for everything that I can. The only two things that I cannot link on there are the plates. I'm pretty sure that in order to get the armor plates for these, you have to either have some kind of military credentials or law enforcement credentials. You can look that stuff up to make sure that I'm correct on that, or if you are able to buy it as a civilian, then you go right ahead. I got my plates from a small store here in town where I live. The guys who work there, I had been in there previously in my patrol uniform, so they knew that I worked law enforcement, so I was able to buy them from them. The plates are Pro Max. That was the brand that they used for that type of stuff. But the outer carrier itself is a Condor vest. I can't remember the exact model vest it is, but it is a Condor. I like it because it suited my needs. It's quick to get on and get off, and it basically holds everything that I use. They have the molly webbing, which is the straps that are basically all over the vest, so that way you can set this up for whatever your role might be on your SWAT team or tactical team or whatever you're doing. The cummerbund here also has the molly webbing, as well as pouches on the inside where you can put smaller armor plates to cover up here, which helps protect your side. You can also take the cummerbund off, so that way you don't really have to deal with that, and you basically just have your front and your back area where you have to attach your pouches and stuff. I'm going to start on the back and work my way around to the front. So on the back right here is just a simple 511 radio pouch. My radio attachment here is from earphone connections. I ordered this on lapolicegear.com. It comes with your adapter for whatever type of radio that you use. Right now I just have it weaved through the molly webbing straps, and it's basically just hanging on there, so that way all I have to do is attach my radio and then attach the rest of it to me, basically. And on the back and front, I have my identification panels. I got these from 1350.com. They have hats. They have all sorts of patches for law enforcement, military, EMS, fire, corrections, basically whatever your unit is, they probably got something for you, so check them out, 1350.com. I will leave a link in the description box below for them, so you can get you some patches, hats, performance t-shirts, whatever. Like I said, I also have one on the front. This is basically a vest that I use while I'm working at the sheriff's office that I'm at. That was mainly why I went with the yellow, because it sticks out, so that way you can easily read it and identify that I am a sheriff's deputy. Working my way around to the front, as you can see on the side, I have nothing on the right side. I used to run with a separate tourniquet pouch right here on the right side. I moved it over to my battle belt. I'm trying that out to see how that works, so that way if I'm wearing my battle belt without my vest here, I still have a tourniquet that I can access if I need it. But mainly, I try not to run anything on the right side, because that is the side where if I got my AR-15 with me, it's usually going to be hanging down to the right. So I don't want anything that my gun could possibly hang up on that could delay me from picking that gun up, as well as I don't want anything to interfere with me accessing my pistol, which is on my right. So I try to keep my right side, pretty clean. On the front, of course, I have they're called the kangaroo pouches, the stacked pouch carriers. This one is, of course, for my AR-15. I have 3 AR-15 mags, as well as my 3 pistol mags here on the front. Now, on the front of this carrier, right here, it does have a Velcroed pocket. Velcro is pretty strong, but you can carry any kind of important documents in there, your warrant paperwork. You might even pick up some paperwork when you're out on the scene and have somewhere to put that paperwork where it'll be nice and secure. As you can see here, I have my push-to-talk button for my radio. It's just hooked onto one of the molly webbing straps right there. So that way it's pretty much right in front of me. I have it on the left side because, as I just stated, I am a right-handed shooter. So if I have my AR-15 up or my pistol, I'll still be able to use my left hand to push the button to talk to my team if I need to. Here on the left, I have my individual first aid kit. See if I can set this down. Well, I can't really make any kind of adjustments with my camera, so I will have to hold it. But right here is my individual first aid kit, and inside of here I have another tourniquet there. If I can get this open all the way without spilling everything. Okay, there's a tourniquet in there, and then I have my S-rolled gauze. Let's see, this here is my emergency dress trauma. And then I have right here, oh, it's got caught on my zipper, is my S-rolled gauze. So that way if I have any kind of injuries, I can wrap that up. And then in here is just a small little thing of latex gloves. So that way, I know sometimes you're not really going to be thinking about it out on the field that, you want to put on gloves. You're trying to render first aid to yourself. You're not really thinking about the cleanliness of your hands while you're trying to administer first aid to yourself. But that is pretty much everything that I have on my vest as of right now. I didn't overload it with a whole bunch of stuff because right now I have mine set up for what I need and not for going for what's cool. That's usually the misconception with a lot of people. They try to add a lot of gear to their vest because it looks cool, but if it's not really practical and you're not ever going to need it, you're just taking up a lot of space. Plus, you're adding more weight to you, so you're essentially going to slow yourself down. You're adding a lot of weight. Same thing goes for with your weapons. Yes, it looks cool if you've got a bipod and you've got flashlights and you've got lasers and you've got all that stuff that looks cool, and it makes your gun look cool. But if it's not practical, you're just adding weight to your gun. So now as you're holding that gun, you're trying to fight that weight, so you're going to fatigue yourself. So my vest is set up basically with my essential stuff that I need. To get this vest on, I usually leave one side here. I usually leave one side unbuckled, so that way I have to watch where my radio cord is. That way I can slip my arm in, grab my straps, lift up and over my head. And then that's pretty much it for getting it on. Now it is hard to reach across here like this to get these buckles to go. So for me, the easiest thing is to take my right hand and go under and grab that buckle, and then I can get it over there and buckle up easier. Lift lift the mag pouches up. I've already got this side velcroed. All I have to do now is take this side, and you don't have to pull it all the way, and just get it velcroed and let that back down, and now I'm good to go. Now all I have to do is grab my radio earpiece, put it on my ear, and like I said, mine is set up so that way if I have my gun, if I'm out doing things, whether I have my pistol in my hand or I have my rifle, I can hold that gun and still access my radio to talk to my team. Now, as far as how I have these magazines set up, one of the best ways when you're doing your reload is if you take your finger and when you put it on your magazine to pull it out of your pouch and you have it like this. I didn't bring my guns with me to demonstrate this better, but if you can imagine, in my right hand I'm gripping my gun. That index finger, when you go to insert into the magazine well, that finger will bump up at the bottom of that well, which will help you line it up and get it in there. Then, as you push, you clear that finger, and now you're in there. So I got my magazine set up so whenever I go to retrieve one out of that pouch, my finger will already be in place to insert into the magazine well. Same thing with my rifle magazines. I have these set up so as I'm reaching down to grab a magazine, when I come up, my rifle will be like this. So when I come up, I probably need to spin these around to where it's this way. So when I come out, I'm now in the position that I need to push into the magazine well on my rifle. So I'm going to go ahead and switch these around now, like that. So that way, now whenever I go to, I think I had them like that before and then I messed with this thing and mixed them all up. But as I was saying, so now no matter which magazine I pull from, I'll be able to pull it out and be ready to insert into my rifle. But that is pretty much it. These things, you can change them, so that way, depending on what your mission is or what your position on your team is, then you will be able to configure this for your role on the team. As of right now, like I said, I have my personal first aid kit here. I have a couple things on my battle belt, but as far as my vest go, this is about all I need. Most of the times, if I'm putting this on, it's probably me and 2 other people, so it's not like we're running a full team, but if we were, then I could add more things, but right now, this is all I have, this is all I need. Most of this stuff, you can, most of this stuff I got on lapolicegear.com, which I'll leave that link down below. This pouch, I believe, this is a 511, which I picked up at one of our local law enforcement stores, which has just recently been bought out by galls.com, which you can also check out their stuff online. I'll leave a link for them. And, you know, set up your vest how you need it. You don't have to set yours up like mine. Like I said, you always want to set it up for what's comfortable for you, unless you're on a team and you have to set your vest up according to a certain way, so that way each team member will know where your items are on your vest, then you set them up according to how your team leader tells you. But if you're setting up an individual vest for you, don't try to copy somebody else's style. Set it up for what's going to be comfortable for you and what's going to be practical for you. Right now, it's not practical for me to have, you know, a whole bunch of flashbangs on me. So I'm not going to go out and set up my vest to carry flashbangs. I'm not running an AK, so there's no need for me to put AK pouches on here. I have it set up for what I use and what I need. Also, I have 3 magazines. There's no reason for me to try to go out and buy more magazines to put on me, because as I said, that just adds more weight to you. It'll slow you down. So be mindful of that when you're setting up your battle belts or your plate carriers or your chest rigs that don't have a plate in it. Be mindful, the more stuff you add to it, the more weight you're carrying. You know, there's a saying, ounces to pounds. Just because something says that it only weighs, this many ounces, the more ounces you keep adding up, the more pounds you're adding up. So if you think about your own body weight, then you're adding all this gear on you. That's a lot of gear to carry. It's going to slow you down. So that's all I got. This is pretty much my plate carrier setup and how I carry it. Like I said, I'll leave the descriptions, the links in the description boxes for the stuff that I have here. In case y'all are wondering, the magazines, they are Magpul magazines. So if you're looking to get Magpul, I'll drop their link down there as well. These are just regular old Glock magazines that you get with your Glock pistols, and you can pick up in any kind of sporting goods store or anything like that. But that's all I got. Until the next time, be safe, be careful, be smart. Y'all take care.